Hello and welcome to another Mr. Carter Science Special. In this video we'll be looking at the response of your body to exercise. So obviously if you're exercising you're going to be using your muscle cells. They're going to be contracting and relaxing at a higher rate. So muscles have many different functions, including supporting the body, moving the bones and controlling your breathing. In that case it's your intercostal rib muscles. The heart, which beats, is made of muscles, and that is constantly contracting and relaxing to pump blood around your body. So it's fair to say that muscles require a large amount of energy, which is provided in aerobic respiration. The energy is used to make muscle fibers within the cells contract, and therefore that contracts the entire cell and the entire tissue, and therefore the muscle organ itself. And muscles are well adapted to carrying out these functions. How? Well, the muscle cells actually have cytoplasm, which contains special contracting protein fibers that allow the cell to shorten and contract or elongate and relax. The muscle cells contain mitochondria to release energy during aerobic respiration. And the energy is used by the chemical reactions that control the contractions of the cell. And muscle cells also store glycogen, which is a carbohydrate made up of many glucose molecules joined together. And therefore the glycogen can be broken down into glucose for use in aerobic respiration. So our muscle cells are very well adapted to allow you to carry out exercise at a very high rate. So during exercise, muscle cells must contract harder and faster. They need more energy, so they must respire more, and this means they're going to need a lot more oxygen and more glucose. They're also going to produce more carbon dioxide, and this will need to be removed. So to allow this, the following changes happen in the body. The breathing rate and the breathing volume increases. And this means more oxygen will diffuse into the hemoglobin in the red blood cells. So there is more oxygen carried to the muscle cells for aerobic respiration. And carbon dioxide carried in the blood plasma is also removed from the body at a faster rate. The heart rate also increases during exercise, and the arteries going to the muscles dilate and widen. This increases the blood flow to the muscles, so the muscles have more oxygen and more glucose for more aerobic respiration. And the carbon dioxide produced during respiration is also therefore removed at a faster rate as the blood moves around the body faster. Glycogen stored in the muscles is also converted into glucose to be used during respiration. So there are 1, 2, 3 changes that occur in your body to allow you to exercise and allow your muscles to contract faster and harder. So if we look at graphs like this, and you often get graphs like this within your exam questions at your GCSEs, we should be able to describe and explain the changes in heart rate and breathing rate before and during and after a race. Well, you'll see that before a race we have an area called rest and anticipation, and you can see that just before the race starts, but your heart rate actually begins to increase in anticipation of the exercise that you're doing. So your heart is already delivering more blood and oxygen to the cells that are likely to need it. But prior to this, you can see here that before the race, most of your heart rate and your breathing rate remain constant. But as soon as you begin to exercise, there is a steep increase in both your heart rate and your breathing rate, although your heart rate increases at a faster rate than your breathing rate. At the end of your exercise period here, you'll notice that the heart rate drops quickly back down to the normal resting level, but that the breathing rate continues on and only drops much more slowly, and this is due to the oxygen debt and the fact that you need to continue to breathe after your race so that you have oxygen to break down any excess and extra lactic acid that will be in your liver cells. You produce the lactic acid in your muscle cells and it's been transported to your liver in order to be broken down back into glucose. So let's continue to think about that oxygen debt for a little while. When we use our muscles for a long time, we can make them become very tired. This is known as fatigue. And when this happens, the muscles contract less efficiently and energy is then wasted. One cause of muscle fatigue is the buildup of lactic acid due to anaerobic respiration. So when you finish the race, you will often still feel very tired, like this gentleman that you can see here, and you are breathing heavily even though the exercise has actually stopped. And this is to try and sort out the problem of oxygen debt within your body. So the lactic acid you produce in anaerobic respiration is a poison and it damages cells and it will cause painful cramps. Lactic acid molecules therefore need to be broken down and made safe, and this occurs in the liver. And the lactic acid is transported to the liver in the blood and converted back into glucose, which can be used again in aerobic respiration or stored as glycogen within the liver. But this process to break down the lactic acid requires oxygen. And the extra oxygen required to break down the lactic acid is known as your oxygen debt. And this is the reason why you keep breathing heavily even after you have finished exercising, like this person has. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video on the responses of your body to exercise. If you have, don't forget to comment below, let me know what you've learned, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you very much for watching and thank you for your time.